everyone, and welcome to the Trending in My Life podcast number 13. This week I'm talking about procrastination. Come in, sit a while. You don't need to do that now. Just let your mind drift. Do something you feel like. It can wait. No, really, it doesn't matter. Next day. Well, I really should, decide. Get on with it. But maybe tomorrow would be better, to deal with that stuff. Next week? No, yeah, I know. I'll get to it today. Yeah, really, yeah, definitely. Well, maybe. So not this week then. Well, I've got other stuff to do, I need time to work it out. I maybe have to research something. No, I don't know. Don't hassle me. I'll get to it. I'm doing my best. Truly, I will do it. Do any of these sound familiar? I just need to do this. I just need to do that. I just need to do anything except the one thing I should do. But that's what I'm procrastinating about. So what's the payoff, the reward? For those of you who are seasoned procrastinators, you don't have to do it. Whatever it is, and that's pretty high on your agenda, you don't want to do it. And not doing it is the payoff you've got. You feel like you've won somehow, that it's a victory. You can go along on that high for a few days, feeling quite smug, smiling to yourself and thinking you got away with it, didn't have to do it. Then that day comes when you realise you still have to do it, except now it's more urgent. More people are asking you. So what happened about that? And that good procrastinating vibe is starting to evaporate and become concern, panic even. So now what? Maybe you pretend it's not happening. Do something else. Bury your head in the sand, but then it's night time and you're trying to sleep, but something is stopping you. It's that little voice quietly nagging. Just get on and do it. Just start. Take it a step at a time. You're being stubborn. You override that little voice. You listen to some music. You drift off to sleep and you forget about it. You wake up in the morning and feel everything's fine. But then the process repeats again. Only this time that voice is reminding you not to procrastinate. It's a little louder, that voice, and it's a little crosser, and you can't block it out forever. Procrastinating has stopped being your happy vibe and started to make you feel miserable. You can't carry on like this. Something has to give. Finally, it's time. You have to accept it. You let go of the procrastination and you take action. You start whatever it is you've been procrastinating about. All this time avoiding it, and when you do take action, it doesn't seem as bad. Not as bad as you thought it was going to be. In fact, you begin to feel okay about doing it, and you sort of feel you can do it really well. You get closer and closer to finishing it, and when you do, hey, you feel so proud of yourself. A huge sense of achievement. Yes, you did it. Now, procrastination is a hard habit to break. So it'll be no surprise that before too long you end up right back doing those initial steps all over again. The ignoring, putting it off for a few days, knowing you don't intend to start it then either. When you catch yourself repeating the behaviour, just give yourself a break and recall what happened last time. Remember how great it felt when you finally finished the thing you'd been procrastinating about. You want to feel that again, don't you? Feel that pride in yourself and what you've achieved. That was a really good feeling, right? So let's think now, maybe just for now, stop the procrastinating and skip straight to doing whatever you're procrastinating about. Just do it, this once, see how it works out. But you still really don't want to, do you? I know what you're thinking. So don't back away, just start. That's all you have to do, just start it. And you do. And like before, it's really not that bad. And this time, there's an advantage. You've got plenty of time to finish it and make a really good job of it. After an hour, maybe there's a few moments when you're thinking, well, maybe I could stop now, and your procrastinating vibe is kicking in again. Be firm with yourself. Recall how great it feels to finish a task and know that it's the time to promise yourself a reward. If I stick with it, I can have a walk in the sunshine. I can buy an ice cream. I can get a takeaway meal. I can, whatever incentive you can afford and will work for you to motivate you. This reward will help you not stop, but see it through to the finish. It's your backup plan to stop you giving up, to stop you falling back into your procrastinating habits. Promise yourself a reward to finish what you're doing. When you're finished all this, you get the reward plus that great feeling of having achieved the task, whatever it was. Now you've got a toolbox to use. Number 1 is focus on the good feelings of completing the task. Number 2 is to incentivize the whole process by promising yourself a reward, something to motivate you through. And number 3 is actually recognizing that your behavior of procrastination is only making you miserable. Maybe not at first, but eventually as the pressure to finish things gets harder and harder on you. So is it that easy? Well, no. For instance, my schedule requires me to finish my 3 pieces of content I release each week before I go to sleep on a Saturday, so they can go to final edit first thing on a Sunday. I'm currently scripting this podcast at 8:15. I'll just update you on that. It's now 9:49 and I'm recording it. I know in my heart of hearts I've been procrastinating about finishing it and getting it recorded probably for at least 2 days now. My podcasts are released on a Monday, so of all my 3 pieces of content, it's the most important that this is done before the Sunday deadline. I do the first edit myself, but my son does the final edit on a Sunday, and he fits it in with his free time. So I know that I need to finish my content by Saturday evening. So why am I scripting this and actually recording this now? Because I haven't set myself that reward yet. And you know yourself, it has to be something you want, or it really doesn't work. Think. Okay, what if it's connected to something I need but also want? The weather is currently flip-flopping between chilly autumn fall weather down to 8 centigrade with leaves on the ground, and I feel like I need a hot chocolate. And then the next day might be sunny and mild and up to 25 centigrade, and I don't even need a coat. But I know that it is coming into autumn and fall, and I will need a warmer coat to get me through fall. And if I buy one, I will be wearing it every day, except when it flips to 25 centigrade. So it would be a reward to get one for finishing this podcast, but also it will be a visual reminder each time I put that coat on that on a weekly basis I need to script and record my podcast as a priority over the other pieces of content. Do you think it'll work? Comment down below and let me know. Also, let me know if you can think of a reward for yourself that would serve as a constant reminder to do something and not procrastinate. It might be something that you buy that's sat in a place in your home that you will walk past and see lots of times. It might be a piece of clothing like I'm talking about that I know I will wear in the coming season. So now let's talk about other methods to deal with procrastination. And there are many. There are whole channels on YouTube devoted to helping you stop procrastinating about things. One that I've used is the sticky note system. They come in small, medium or large, rectangles or squares, heart shapes, even shapes of animals or characters that are your favourites, not to mention a rainbow of colours. If you're going to try this method, you'll have to invest in a good supply of sticky notes. You may even want a colour code like green for first reminder, orange for second reminder, red for urgent third reminder, and finally large red for you must do this now reminder. Okay, let's carry this through and pick an example. First reminder, I put a green sticky note on the fridge door saying clean out fridge. Every day I open the fridge, see and ignore this sticky note. A week later, I put another sticky note, an orange one, under the green one, and it says, you need to clean out the fridge this week. Each day I open the fridge door, I see the two notes, and it's making me think about it. I know there's some out-of-date food in there. Maybe that weird smell is coming from something going mouldy. I tell myself I'll do it tomorrow. The next day I remind myself, yeah, I will do it, but tomorrow. A week goes by, and with all those good intentions, I still haven't cleaned out the fridge. So now I write a large red sticky note, and it says, all in capital letters, clean the fridge now, before you get food poisoning from mouldy food and pass out from that weird smell. Now, now, now. I put this note on the fridge and start to walk away, and I turn back and read it again. I feel a wave of guilt because I see the green note and the orange one and realise 3 weeks ago I needed to clean out the fridge. I still walk away though. Later I make a cup of tea and need milk out of the fridge. Oh, this smells funny. I think it's gone off. I'll pop out and get some fresh milk. When I get back, I open the fridge to put the milk away, and there it is once more. Except now I realise that weird smell might be some milk spilt out from the old milk. I read the note again, the red large note. The words now, now, now feel like they're shouting at me, and suddenly I see how stupid I'm being. This task will take me no more than 15 minutes, and I've been putting it off for 3 weeks. I'm doing it. I'm doing it now. I empty the entire fridge onto the table and wipe out the empty fridge with antibacterial lemon wipes, making it smell fresh and clean. Whilst that dries out, I go through what's on the table, separating out everything that's out of date, and find half a tomato in a bag gone all mouldy, and yes, that was the bad smell. Putting everything back that's in date has made me realise what I actually have, because it's not crowded with things pushed to the back of the shelf and forgotten. I start a list of things I need to get to replace the out-of-date stuff and put that sticky note on the fridge door as I close it. I remove the 3 sticky notes telling me to clean out the fridge and smile. A big sense of satisfaction with a job well done, and also a sense of wondering how dumb it was to ignore that first note. I think about cleaning out the fridge once a month, on the 1st, because that would be easy to remember. I don't need a sticky note because I know now that I'll remember and simply do it, because 15 minutes I can squeeze that into my day once a month. Maybe sticky notes would work for you and you would have the flexibility of sticking them on surfaces all over your home in different rooms. Just don't let them overwhelm your living space. You could designate 1 day a week, Orange Day, a go into each room and deal with all the orange notes on Orange Day. If there are any you don't have the time to do, then replace them with red ones and designate Red Day on 1 day the next week. In that way you can stop too many sticky notes taking over. Sometimes what you're procrastinating about will only take 10 to 15 minutes, so if you write a time estimate on your sticky note, you could pick 1 10-minute task to do each day. You can set a timer. You can get a roommate involved. Each take a task to complete in 10 minutes and race against each other to see who can be the first to finish. Suddenly it becomes a game or a challenge that's fun to do. One thing we often procrastinate about is decluttering. The clothes that you have holes in or are too small or too big and you know you'll never wear again, you keep meaning to take them to the thrift store. Your wardrobe is spilling over, but half of it could go and you'd have so much more space. It'd make it easier to see what you've got, to choose what to wear. And have you ever noticed if you clean a cluttered surface, such as in the kitchen or in the bedroom, finding space for things in cupboards, then suddenly it feels fresh and clean and you have a good feeling about it because there's more space. Somehow you're smiling on the inside. Procrastinating decluttering can go on for months, even years, because you simply learn to live with it and it becomes the norm. Then when you eventually get around to it, you're amazed by the difference, how much more space you have and how great things look. I often save the containers food comes in, like grapes or mushrooms, because these here are clear plastic rectangular containers. They're a different depth depending on what was in them, but I know that I can reuse them, and when they're washed out I can organise rolled up socks in one of the deeper ones, or I have one with face cream and deodorant and perfume bottles and tubes in, so I can take it into the bathroom when I take a shower and I don't have to look around my bedroom to find these things on different surfaces. It makes my life easier and it didn't cost me anything because I'm reusing these cartons. Inevitably, when you empty pockets or bags in your home, there will be a surface that becomes a dumping ground for all manner of things. And that's often how you find yourself searching for a certain set of keys in a panic, needing to leave to meet someone. I recommend a bowl by the door for your keys. It's always a good idea to for them to be somewhere where you're going to walk past on your way to the door, so you'll easily see them. Going back to procrastination and methods to help, you can schedule a month of reminders on your phone or on a paper calendar on your fridge, or even the sticky notes app on your computer that you can digitally apply to your desktop, or a calendar that will pop up and remind you things need doing. For some people, this is enough to prompt action, but for others, they need something more substantial. You can get friends on board by saying you can't go out with them on a Friday night unless you finish the task you've been procrastinating about. Ask them to phone and remind you each day and check if you've done it yet. In that way, you've become accountable to someone else and feel pressure to produce the result, or you don't get the reward. These friends have to be firm with you, and if you fail to complete the task, they will not welcome you on their Friday night out. In fact, they'll ignore you if you turn up, or shame you into going home to finally deal with what you've been procrastinating about. If they understand that by doing this they will be helping you kick the procrastinating habit, then they'll take it seriously and stick to their part. Your procrastination is probably really irritating to your friends anyway. You'll be that person who ums and ahs over making a decision, and they'll be waiting for numbers attending to book a venue or a trip on a special occasion. You won't commit to being at a wedding or a surprise birthday, and they feel you're doing that in case something better comes along, when really it's your procrastination habit again. This habit can be holding you back in your career too. You're perceived as someone who can't be trusted to deliver work on time. It's not true, because you do, but it's always right on the deadline. So no matter what the quality of the work is, it's perceived as a last-minute rush job because it was only received on the deadline. However unfair that is, it's the knock-on effect of your procrastination. Long term, it can result in you not being promoted or going further with your career. If you're seen as indecisive and delaying everything because you're busy procrastinating about it, people are translating that behaviour into unreliable. Consider how others are viewing your actions. Step outside the box and imagine how you look to others. Partners will get the most irritated by your procrastination habit. You procrastinate over whether or not to have that extension built on the house. You procrastinate about putting a load of washing on till it's all heaped on the floor around the washing basket. You procrastinate about what type of food you want to eat on a night out, till when you do decide, at the last minute, the restaurant is fully booked. Your procrastination is affecting the life you share with your partner. Some partners will eventually stop asking you and make all those decisions themselves, missing you out of the process. We're going to a Thai restaurant on Saturday, so be ready by 8 p.m. sharp. They're in your home and make sure to push you into the shower and hang some clothes on the wardrobe door so you can leave on time. Contractors are at the door on Monday to start the extension. You were procrastinating about it for a month. Your partner went ahead and booked it, all because you just wouldn't decide. That holiday you kept procrastinating about is booked, and they're flying off to Bali with or without you, on vacation. Ah yes, there's the big problem. Your procrastination has gone from mildly irritating to your partner to becoming the last straw, the breaking point in the relationship. Your procrastination is no longer a quirky habit they accept as part of who you are. It's become that intensely annoying habit they feel you could stop if you wanted to, if you cared about them enough to try. Be self-aware, step back and see your behaviour from others' viewpoint, and acknowledge it appears unreasonable, unreliable even, annoying. If you make the decision to try and break the procrastination habit you have, then tell partners and friends and get their support. They know you procrastinate. It won't come as any surprise to them. But you being accountable to them, having them remind you to deal with things you're procrastinating about, will help. Instead of you ignoring tasks, people saying, no, not tomorrow, now, no excuses. This is a useful tool to use. It will take time. It won't be easy, but little by little, that procrastination habit will fade and disappear out of your life. If you're not sure if you want to try, you're not sure it's a problem anyway, then just become aware of how often you procrastinate over a week or a month, and if it is having a negative impact on your life. Ask people close to you if they think you procrastinate and hear their reaction. After all, what have you got to lose by trying to break the habit? And equally, what are the possible gains? Think about it. I wish you all the best of luck with this. It's not an easy one to deal with, and let me know in the comments any experiences you'd like to share. Well, that's a wrap for this week. Please like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend, and come back next time. Thank you for listening, and bye for now.